guys ready?
It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always wing it.
We're gonna get killed. What you mean, we, white boy?
You ready?
Here we go.
What up? Welcome into the OG NBA betting show. Got my guy Babano with me. WAM will fall through shortly, and we will see Dutch on Friday. So, man, first thing I said, or what I just said to Babano off here, fuck OKC. I can't stand them. I can't stand Denver either. I can't wait for that series to be over. Babano, I know you went on Denver. How you doing? What do you think about those games?
Well, that's the good news. The bad news is I had more on the over and it fell short. It was looking like it was in good shape after the third quarter, and then Denver decided to go 5, 6, 7 minutes without a field goal in the fourth quarter, and that the pace started to really grind to a halt, and Oklahoma City's defense took over, although there was a lot of missed looks from the Nuggets as well in that fourth quarter. So to see the over fall short by 3 points, I had over 220 and it landed on 217. That was unfortunate, but we did take Denver plus the points. I just didn't have faith in the Thunder to win by that kind of a margin, and it was a struggle for them start to finish until the fourth quarter, when clearly saw the team was gassed and fatigued. But that being said, I give all the credit in the world for Jokic, man. The guy played his ass off last night, 45 points, incredible performance. That spinorama, 360-degree spinorama turnaround three-pointer there with the shot
Jokic
clock
makes the craziest
down.
shots, man.
What a fucking shot that was. What a call by Ian Eagle with Joker's wild. That was great. That was a great call by Ian too, but unbelievable shot by Jokic. And I thought Denver, you know what, when he made that, and I think it tied the game at the time, I'm like, is Denver going to actually win this game? Because that's the kind of shit you start thinking about. You make shots like that, it's like you're destined, to win the game. But Oklahoma City really tightened up on defense after that. They didn't let it rat. What was key is after Jokic made a couple of those big shots, including that crazy circus three-pointer, SGA responded. And for the first time, maybe in these playoffs of the last 2 years combined, SGA had his big time, I'm taking over here in the final minute of a close game stretch. He was phenomenal. That looked like an MVP performance out there in the final minute for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who, let's be honest, he's had an up and down playoff so far for the Thunder. But that was great to see SGA pull them through with a couple of big shots there late. And Oklahoma City finds a way. Now, if I'm Oklahoma City, I know I've got Game 7 at home, Skee, but I try to finish them tomorrow night, Game 6 in Denver, because, again, one day between games, you've got this Nuggets team that's running on fumes, all these minutes piling up for Jokic and Murray and Michael Porter Jr. and Christian Brown. They have zero bench. You don't want Game 7, Skee, for this reason if you're OKC, because there's 2 days off following Game 6. Game 7 is not going to be till Sunday. So if you don't finish the Nuggets tomorrow night in Denver, you're going to give this team 2 days to, recover and catch their breath, try to refuel the gas tank a little bit. And then Game 7 at home, I don't care if OKC's at home or not, all the pressure's on them, with this 60-plus win season that they've had and the number 1 seed in the West. So if I'm OKC, I have the mindset of killer instinct and end this thing if I can tomorrow night in Denver and finish them, because they're tired. You've got them on the ropes. They're a gassed basketball team. Don't give them that opportunity to get 2 days off in a Game 7 in Oklahoma City. And then the other game last night, there's not much to say there other than Indiana was just the better team. You could say all you want, Cleveland banged up and this and that, but let's give Indiana props. They played a hell of a series. Everyone chipped in. Halliburton was amazing. Obviously, Nembhard, Siakam, Nesmith, they all played great. Turner. It was just a great series. And look, they actually out-defended the Cavs. Talked about how the Cavs are the better defensive team. Well, Indiana got the stops when they needed them. Cleveland didn't. And Cleveland got ripped apart in the second half once again at the defensive end. And Donovan Mitchell, hell of an effort, did everything he could. And it was a hell of a performance by him to try to keep his team alive. But, man, the blemish of it was those 3 missed free throws. Are you kidding? He went 0 for 3 at the line at the most critical time there when they were, mounting a comeback, and they were down 4 or 5 at the time. And he had 3 free throws and missed them all. Clank. Tough way for that to go for Donovan Mitchell, who otherwise played a great game. But shout out to Indiana. going to the Eastern Conference Finals for a second straight year, likely getting New York, but you never know. The Pacers, man, why not the Pacers winning the championship? This is as wide open as it's ever been. You can't tell me for sure that one team is a lock to be the NBA champion right now. I think it's as wide open as it can be.
I think you said some good stuff there. I gotta come back at one thing though. I'm not letting SGA get away with that shit. Hell no. The first half from SGA was pathetic.
It
I
wasn't good. No.
Oh, he was looking like the most overrated player to me in the NBA, not Scooby Doo, in that first half. He did come out and get more aggressive in the second half. I'll give him that, but I'm not giving him all the credit. I will give Lou Dort a hell of a lot of credit because OKC was dead in the water until he started to hit. I think back to back to
two or
back
three threes in a row. Dort in the fourth quarter. Cash the prop too, over 8.5 points from the. If you listened to the show yesterday, you know I like that.
Yeah, so I got to give him a huge credit. And, like we talked about, going from the guy they left open to shoot to he's splashing them and bringing them back to win the game. Yeah. Gotta love it for Lou Dort. But yeah, Thunder as a team found a way to
be honest
pull it
too.
out.
This coach for OKC, Skee Dagnault,
He's overrated too.
Dagnault. He's not the second coming of Red Auerbach or Phil Jackson. I can tell you that from a coaching standpoint. I almost think sometimes they win in spite of that guy.
Yeah, I don't think he's that great either.
Yeah.
So we can.
But we got to give him credit. He stuck with Lou Dort after bad games in Denver, and Lou Dort came through for him. It was not easy to stick with him after how it went for Lou Dort in Denver. But you don't give up on a guy that plays that kind of defense, and you know he can make those shots, especially at home. So you got to give him credit when he does make a good coaching decision, and he did right there.
One thing I will say is I did not want to see Denver win by any means. But it was nice to see Joker hit those crazy shots on somebody else besides the Lakers. That's the last thing I'll say on that.
I honestly thought right when he hit that circus three, they were going to win. But credit to the Thunder. They regathered themselves, and they found a way.
Yep. All right, 2 games today, Babeno. We'll go first up, Knicks and Celtics. Opened up -4 for Boston. Looks like 5, 4.5. 5 is what we'll call the consensus. Total dropped a point from 208.5 to 207.5. And we know there's no Tatum. Hauser looks like he's still, is he game time decision here? He's probable. So Hauser should be out there. I'm going to make that case like I usually do. Like Tatum is a really good offensive talent, but he's a really good defender for the Celtics team. I think without him, the team, Boston, plays faster. Boston shoots, probably even more threes. And I think that they defend not as good. So I'm thinking about the over. I disagree with the point drop. I'm curious how you feel about that, Babeno, and what you think about this game.
Look, I wouldn't be betting it under. I'll tell you that right now. I'm just not sure what we're going to get from Boston at the offensive end without the first game now without Tatum. Obviously, Jaylen Brown's going to have more shot volume. Derek White's going to go into the starting 5, get more opportunity. It's going to be definitely a situation to take over the point guard spot for Tatum. I think when you look at it, they're going to need a little more from maybe Drew Holiday for as much as they ask of him defensively, maybe ask a little bit more offensively. I think Peyton Pritchard's someone that they can look at now as someone that can really step up minutes-wise and points-wise. I think his prop's really good. I think Derek White props, Caillou, Peyton Pritchard on the Boston side. I think it's definitely one of those situations where both of those guys have some value in their props. Someone's got to pick up the slack from Tatum being gone offensively. So those are some candidates for me, no doubt. So I like both of those. As far as this game goes, I've got 2 bets, and I've got one on each team. I've got the Celtics first half at -3.5. I think they're going to come out strong. There's a reason that Celtic pride is a slogan that exists because the Celtics are a prideful, rich in history organization. And I think first game without Jason Tatum, especially early in the first half, you're going to see Boston playing their ass off, playing hard, strong on their home court. They don't want to go out in 5, I think, in front of the Celtics fans. I would expect Boston to come out strong, come out hard. But that's as far as it goes for me with the Boston love in this game, because I'm taking the Celtics first half -3.5, but I'm on the Knicks full game at +5.5 to possibly close this thing out. Because what do we know about the Knicks, and what have we seen in this series, especially the games in Boston and even in Game 4 in New York? Other than Game 3 where Boston destroyed them and led wire to wire, Boston led early in Game 1, blew it. They led it early in Game 2, and they blew it. They led in Game 3, or Game 4, rather, for a good portion of that game the other night, and Knicks came back in the second half again, and they won that game. And don't put it past the Knicks to do that again here tonight. So I like Celtics first half, Knicks full game, which is plus 5.5. Celtics first half is minus 3.5. I'm looking to go 2-0. I think this has a real shot to go 2-0. Celtics cover the first half, have a strong start. Knicks come back, cover the full game number, maybe even come back all the way to win the game, which they did in Game 1 in this building and Game 2 in this building. And one last point about the Knicks, they become the road warriors of these NBA playoffs. 5-0 straight up, 5-0 against the spread on the road in the playoffs. All 5 wins outright as underdogs for this Knicks team as well during these playoffs on the road. So impressive stuff away from Madison Square Garden. And I think there's at least a reasonable chance this series doesn't go back to New York for Game 6.
I got to ask you, just to remind myself, you said Caillou as a prop, but who was the first one?
Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard
Okay.
for the Celtics. Actually, I like his even more, his prop for this game tonight, because I think he is definitely you're going to need to find other sources of offense if you're Missoula tonight with no Tatum. Brown can give you it. Well, hopefully Porzingis can. He's been kind of a bust in this series. But he hasn't been very good, but certainly someone that can do that, especially from the perimeter, is Pritchard. So, his prop at 13.5, 14.5 at most books right now. I think he could have one of those nights where he gets 15, 18 points for you at least. And I think they're going to ask for more from him.
Well, Ben, what you think about what you're hearing?
I like what I'm hearing from Babano. I kind of like the script there too. With the Celtics in the first half, they're 6-3 ATS in the first half in the playoffs so far over the last 10. So that I would rock with them early, like you said. Just kind of been the narrative of the playoffs as well. The team that's kind of down, they kind of have some type of fake motivation early and then just get drained in the second half. It's kind of been the series there. So especially in this series here, I think we kind of still see the Knicks grind it out. They're going to have their starters in. This team is just going to be relying on Jaylen Brown. I really don't like Jaylen Brown today. I think it's just kind of everybody's expecting him to lift this team up after that. And I think he's going to have a lot on his shoulders as well. And it's just going to be too much. I know 40 games without Tatum, he's averaging 27.6, 7 rebounds and 4 assists. I know he's going crazy without him. And I know he did it really good in the playoffs this year already. That game, I think he had like 30 plus or something crazy like that. So I would understand why you like Jaylen Brown. I just think it's a trap, y'all. So I'm not touching nothing about that, but I like the Knicks, man. I think the Knicks going to win this game, taking the money line. Cancel the Celtics, man. It's just sad business, bro. Tatum down. Everybody walking on his grave. This is sad business, bro. So without Tatum, they're going to have to really rely on the threes. All they got to really do is stop these guys from shooting threes. It's going to be tough for the Celtics here. So I think early is the best bet you could get with them. Other than that, I like the Knicks money line, man. Win the game.
Wow, money line.
So both of you guys liking the Knicks full game at least.
I mean, 5-0 Skee on the road in the playoffs. And that's straight up, and they were dogs. So it's unbelievable record here on the road for the Knicks. So they are very capable of ending a series on the road, in my opinion, especially with the Celtics, no Tatum. I think the Celtics are going to start fast and strong, and the Knicks could be a little sleepy early, but I do think the Knicks, and hell, they battle back from. We're talking about a team that's battled back from a 20-point deficit. So even if they're down by 13 or 14 at halftime, you don't count the Knicks out tonight.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it a few times already, so I definitely can't doubt it.
Certain
and
Indiana
Boston is
Cleveland game
vulnerable.
last night comes to mind, right? Looked like Cleveland was, they're definitely going to force Game 6. And next thing you know, second half, and there's Indiana coming all the way back. So
We shall see in this one. I want to get there with an over. I mean, over, or I do like the Derek White maybe points plus assists. I just think he's gonna have to do a lot more of both without Tatum out there. Um, yeah, I'm trying to think which one I'm rolling with there, but that's how I'm seeing the game. Next one up, we'll go Warriors and Timberwolves. Opened up -10 for the Wolves. Not much movement, 10.5. Total open 202.5, looks like 203. And we have Steph Curry missing another game. Besides that, it looks like everybody's available to play. And I'm going to go to you first on this one, Wham Bam. Um, without Steph, I mean, Jimmy looked like something was wrong with him. I heard he was sick or something like that. But Warriors, they're going to have to play a lot better. The book said they've seen enough. They said -10.5 out there. What do you think, Wham Bam?
Hey, send the video, bro. I think the boy closed him out tonight. I think the boy closed him out tonight. I think Anthony Edwards go crazy early on. Whatever his first quarter number is, that's what I like probably the most, man. I really wanted to get Evan Mobley first quarter numbers so bad yesterday. They didn't have that shit nowhere. So I got the same vibes with Anthony Edwards. His is 7.5. That's high as hell. They expect him to have 10 plus points in that first quarter, bro. And I do too, bro. So I like Ant Edwards today. I think the 10 is good money, bro. I think the 10 is good money, man. I think this team is pretty much cooked. Only person I like on the Warriors is Kuminga, bro. Like I said, like now y'all got plays for him now. Now y'all got plays for Kuminga. So yeah, he's gonna give you a dub.
No choice.
Yeah, he's gonna give you a dub now. So yeah, him getting 20 plus points at plus money, I like that a lot. Yeah, so yeah, he gonna give you a dub now. But hopefully they don't get blown out. That's the only thing I'm scared about Kuminga points is that they don't get blown out. If you like the Warriors, you gotta like Kuminga to get a dub today. So yeah, man, that's the only way I would be going on the Warriors side. But yeah, man, it's only 10 right here. I got with the Wolves, and I'm locked in. I'm locked in right here with Ant Edwards. I haven't took the first quarter numbers yet, but 7.5. Maybe I could be able to get some plus money here because it's giving me. I'm gonna shop around here before I make that official there, but I like Ant to go crazy early.
Yeah, and does want to get him out of there. Don't want to give him a chance to get Steph back in for the series. I could understand that, but Bano, I feel a few different ways about this game. I guess I'm gonna just shout out a few things before I pass it to you. Number one, if I have to think about props outside of Anthony Edwards, I mean, I gotta get a man credit, Julius Randle. He's been balling out, and they're looking for him. They're playing through him. His point prop continues to goes up, 21.5, I think it was. But I'm pretty sure he's had like 24 plus his last three. I think he's good, and I think points are available in this game. What do you think about him?
Yeah, this is one of the two games tonight. This is the over I like a little bit more than the first game. Just as a lot of variables with the Boston game, so I don't know. Plus, I feel like after an explosion on offense in Game 4 and Game 3 in New York, for that matter, that maybe it grinds down and slows down a bit. But this one, I do like the over with this. It just feels a little light here at 203. We saw Minnesota. I think they unlocked the code, cracked the code for solving Golden State. Like I said, Randall was a big component. They really even haven't had yet a phenomenal, crazy Anthony Edwards goes nuts game, in this series. That's probably bound to happen at some point. And on the flip side, I think Jimmy Butler is – come on, Jimmy Butler. You got to shoot the ball more than 9 times. That's ridiculous in Game 4. 9 field goal attempts without Steph Curry for Jimmy Butler. That's unacceptable. That's got to go up. He's talking the talk anyway, not going down easily. We want to get this back to Golden State for Game 6, give Curry a chance. I think it's a Jimmy Butler game, in my opinion. I think Jimmy Buckets comes to play tonight. So I like his prop over 25.5 points. You could probably take his over threes, maybe 1.5 as well. And I think that helps this over because I think Jimmy Butler being a aggressive, assertive, offensive player for the Warriors is something they got to have here tonight. In this must-win spot. So I like over 203. I like that bet. I'm taking a small shot with Golden State here, plus 10.5, just because of Butler. There's a guy that, has sometimes put teams on his back and kept them afloat in games. It feels like he might put the cape on one more time. I don't know if it's going to be enough to win the game. I think they still could be going home, but we're talking about getting 10.5 points with a team that's got a guy on it like Jimmy Butler that's not probably going to let his team just go away with a whimper here in Game 5, especially coming off a subpar game. So it's kind of like how I felt with Denver last night, where you're going to give me 10.5. It's just a few too many points. And sure enough, what happened last night? OKC won by 8. Maybe tonight, same thing. Yeah, I think Jimmy's going to play his tail off, keep Golden State alive and in the game. But Minnesota could still win by 8, and I can still win my bet. So give me Golden State here, plus 10.5 in this one. And I like the over as well.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I think, I know Golden State's going. I don't think they're going to give up.
The Jimmy Butler on the team, I can't see it. I don't think he's going to let him give up. And I think he knows he's got to get his ass in gear. 9 field goal attempts. He knows he's got to do better than that. I don't think you got to tell him that.
He only had four free throw attempts too, Babano, so they're going to give him more free throws. That's the reason why he wasn't as aggressive. I actually like that he wasn't as aggressive trying to get other guys involved there, though. But I totally agree. And the guy that was getting to the calls was Jonathan Kuminga too. Yep. So we'll see how it happens today, though. I think it's going to be interesting.
All right. Before we move it over to best bet, this comment says, I think it's over. Jimmy quit last game.
Well, that's the internal debate that I had too with that. Did he quit? Has he just been given up too? Because if he's given up too, they could lose by 20 tonight. And if he's going to play like that, they have no chance tonight. Golden State. Minnesota's probably going to win by more than this point spread and cover the number. So if that's the case and he's quit, that could happen tonight. But I can't see him just rolling over tonight in this kind of a spot, knowing that Curry return is around the corner if they can get this to a Game 6. But we'll have to wait and see.
On that note, we'll move it on over to best bets. And like we always do, Wham Bam, you first up. Let the people know what you think is the best way to get paid.
Hey, man, appreciate y'all out there in the chat. Our guy Nucky says, no Scott Foster. Scott Foster's in New York, and he ain't going to be in New York for the damn Celtics game. He going to be in New York for the Pacers game, my boy. Just know that. And that's the best bet right here, man. We ain't gonna have a show on Friday, bro. So I already know what's going on with y'all, because the game that's supposed to be on Friday is the game that's gonna get closed out today, and that's the New York Knickerbockers going up against the Celtics. Cancel it all up, man. Tatum sad boy news. We got the boy Jaylen Brown, man. He probably wish he didn't cut his hair. It's over for them, man. Give me the Knicks money line plus 160. Get paid.
Wham Bam talking with his chest out. He said, there ain't no Friday show. This shit closed out. I like it. For my best bet, I'm going to go back to that Warriors and Minnesota game. I like the over. All I hear from everybody, if Warriors have any chance in this game, first of all, they're going to have to try to push the pace. They can't play against that half-court Minnesota defense with the offensive weapons that they have. You got to push. And that's what Kerr was talking about. He said, without Steph, because they don't have a lot of three-point shooting, they got to push the tempo and get some open looks in transition. And Draymond kind of said the same thing. He said, guys got to be ready to shoot. So sounds like more pace, shots earlier in the shot clock. A lot of those are good for the over. And I think regardless what the Warriors do defensively, go zone, whatever, Minnesota's figured out, just swing the ball and take good shots. I think 203 is too low. I like over. That's my best bet. Last but not least, Babano, let the people know what your best bet is and take us home.
I'm going to go with a prop today. I like Peyton Pritchard. I think it's a phenomenal prop. Over 13.5 points, minus 140, bet MGM. I think he can get 14-plus points tonight. I think they're going to ask for more from him offensively with no Tatum. Look, Brown is going to be focused upon by the Knicks, and to a lesser extent, Derek White, Porzingis. I think Pritchard will be opened up to get some shots. And we know when he can get red hot, how he can go off and get 15, 20, even I've seen him have 25 points this year. And I think they're going to ask for more of him. I think it's a great prop. I think it's one of the best player prop bets on the board tonight. Peyton Pritchard for the Boston Celtics, over 13.5 points, minus 140 for my best bet. Shout out to the chat. Hit the like button on the way out. The NBA is a hell of a drug. And you're looking at the plugs. Be sure to like, subscribe, share the motherfucking video. Y'all stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.
You guys ready?
It's the plan, Bobby.
We're winging it, Jerry.
You always winged it.
We're gonna get killed. What you mean, we?
White boy. You ready?